It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. You're going to get your Just Rewards in a moment. Listening to Sells warm up his voice and the instruments for his performance. Oh, something magical headed your way. But I'm going to look back for a moment now at something magical that took place over the festive season. And I'm going to hone in on the Hope Exchange. They ran their 10th annual #Feed5000 campaign, which has become now, I'm going to call it, beacon of hope for Cape Town's homeless communities. An absolute necessity to keep people standing. By providing over 14,000 meals between mid-December and early January, they addressed the critical gap in food security during a time when many services are closed. And joining us today to reflect on this incredible milestone and look forward to what more can be done, Peter Solomon, the director of the Hope Exchange, and I think that deserves a massive round of applause. 14,000 meals. I think we have to start there. Well done. Well done. I know you don't do this for the pat on the back, that I'm sure you've had a few. When you look back, though, this must be a milestone achievement for you, considering the desperation that we have felt in the years building up to this. How were you able to pull this off?
Thank you. We've had loyal support over the past 10 years, and so this milestone has been a celebration of a decade of nourishing hope, a decade of nourishing meals and community service. So it's been a really, really special period that we've ended, and grateful for the support that we've had along the way.
And the trust that you've been able to build, because that goes both ways, and working within these communities, and I think I would love to start there. We have this view, many of us, that we're just waiting for them to climb the rungs of society, to come out of the homeless space and just be drafted back into society. But there are many gaps, not just a nutritional gap, but many, many challenges faced there. What does it mean to the people that you are ultimately able to help, especially over the times like the festive season, this kind of impact? Why do you do the work that you do?
Because there's a need, and the need is great. And so what it means to our clients, without, at the risk of sounding over-dramatic, one person I interacted with during this campaign, this season, came to me and said, "You save lives."
Yeah.
And so that's the impact, that I hadn't ever experienced that particular type of feedback before. And he was, at the time, having just received his meal, was saving half of it to go and walk about another 3 blocks to where his mate was, who was too ill to arrive at our premises for a meal, and he was going to go and share it with him. And then the impact that we experience is just the gratitude from our clients who arrive day by day to be served.
And also to have that notion that someone cares enough to go to that effort, yes. That in itself, the psychological exchange, that transaction is something that I don't think we fully understand the power of, and we will understand as our society begins to right itself. But it'll be built, as you say, on the back of the effort over an extended period of time. How have you been able to do this? How does your mechanism work?
So, as you said at the beginning, many other services that offer food during this period shut down and have the annual shutdown. The Hope Exchange, food was not core. It's not our core service. It hasn't been. But a couple of years ago, our founder, Jeff Burton, found that there was this gap during the holiday period, and we decided to step in, even though food was not our expertise. And so we had to gather support from business, support from volunteers, support from food partners, and also just generate interest so that we could pull this off. And initially, the name Feed 5000 was conceived a few years after the start of the campaign, when we aimed to serve 250 meals a day over a 20-day holiday period. So that was 5,000, and Feed 5,000 has a biblical context, and the campaign name was originated then, but it's stuck, even though we're serving 14,000 meals,
works.
not 5,000.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I love that. Now, you've got this plug-and-play option. What do we focus on next? If you've achieved this much, surely with this kind of traction, you must look forward. What would you like to achieve, and how can people help you as the Hope Exchange in everything that you're doing, but particularly when it comes to food insecurity?
So the campaign runs during the Christmas holiday period, but throughout the year we are offering a whole host of social care services to the homeless. So the Hope Exchange exists to help the homeless, most of whom are living on the street, and we do that for three reasons. One is to improve the lives of those living on the street, to promote human development, and third, ultimately, what I call the R&R. It is not the R&R that you're thinking of. It's reintegration and reunification. So ultimately, all of our services, all of our offerings, all of our support to the homeless is to assist and support them to be reintegrated into society or reunified with family or a family unit.
I love it, just that connection. And you've created an overarching connection that connects society to these people in such a nuanced and beautiful way that that's where you see the shift. It's not just about throwing money or even giving change to the problem. It's about finding the structures and building those structures and having the bravery, the fortitude to do that. So congratulations on what you've achieved. I know that you are not about that pat on the back, as I said, but please take it from where it's coming from. 14,000 meals over such a critical period, but on the back of a decade of doing the hard yards. So the Hope Exchange is there throughout the year, providing critical services for those that are often so far disconnected from society that they desperately do need a champion like this. So thank you so much for being that voice and that action every day. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you.